Hello, I am Brandy Foote, and I am a licensed realtor in the state of Maryland, and I'm here to help. So, is this a good time to sell? That's a question that many homeowners have, and you're going to get really used to hearing a certain answer from me. Well, that depends. So, let's get into it. All right, so I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not going to try to sell you on selling a house or buying a house. I'm just going to provide you with real information and you do with that what you will. I just hope that it will be helpful to you. So, first of all, there is no such thing as an overall one size fits all good time to sell. There are a myriad of things to consider. It's really up to your current situation and your future real estate goals to determine if this is a good time for you to sell. Okay, so let's say you have a new job in a new area. Well, it might be a good time for you to sell. Maybe even if you could rent your home out, you just don't want to. It could be a good time for you. Let's say you have rental property and you're just no longer able to demand a rent income that will meet your expenses and the business loss is of no value to you, then it's probably a good time for you to sell. Maybe you're just generally unhappy in the community that you live in, then probably regardless of the trends that we're seeing, it's a good time for you to sell. In general, though, you'll hear real estate agents saying that it's a great time to sell when we're experiencing what is called a seller's market. So, what is a seller's market? When you hear us use this term, we're communicating that supply or houses available for sale in a specific area is low, while the demand or the amount of buyers looking to purchase a home in that same area is rather high in comparison. When you have a large number of buyers trying to secure a home when there are very few homes available, you will have these buyers start to behave in a very competitive nature, and they will be working aggressively to outbid one another, trying to win the position of the buyer chosen for the transaction. Many times, what happens is that there are people that, for whatever reason, have determined that this certain area is where they need to move to. And the sellers, who know those buyers have very limited options, realize that they can start increasing their price to the higher end of the spectrum. And once homes start to sell at this higher level, that becomes the new market value in that area. And if buyer demand continues to increase and the housing supply remains constricted, what the buyers are willing to pay becomes the actual market value in the area. And this upward trajectory will continue until buyers start to signal that they will no longer meet the seller's price point. This is what we call a seller's market, because the seller has the opportunity to receive multiple competitive offers at high price points, often far beyond what they were even asking for their home. Now, once a homeowner has determined that this is a good time for them to sell, there are still some things that they should consider. Is the current market value of your home less than the amount that you still owe on your home loan? If so, this is what we call being upside down. In this scenario, a homeowner won't be able to break even, much less make a profit if they sell their home. So this may not be a good time for that type of homeowner to sell. If moving is an option for you, but not a necessity, you may want to consider waiting until home values in your area have increased to a price point that will provide you with the profit you desire. You could also consider turning your home into a short or long-term rental if the rental amounts in that area will be sufficient to cover your expenses and hopefully even bring you a profit. Now, here's a quick tip since we're talking about home values. Most online home value offers are using computer-generated software to determine your home's value. This method cannot take nuances of your property into account. Now, most real estate agents will provide you with a complimentary comparative market analysis, or CMA. A CMA will provide you with a list of homes similar to yours in a close proximity to yours, those that have sold in about the last 30 days, those that are currently pending sale, as well as homes that are actively listed for sale at that time. A real estate agent will then use that information, along with their own knowledge about the area and any important information you provide them about what brings value to your home to make a more accurate estimate about your home's value. All right, so now let's get back to the things to consider if a homeowner believes that they might be ready to sell. So if you sell your home now, could you afford to buy a new home? See, the problem becomes when you are selling in a seller's market, you are looking at making a great profit off of your sale. However, you then become a buyer in a seller's market. And you have to consider, will you now be able to afford a home that's any different than the home that you left? You don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're now purchasing a home that's just like the one that you left, but now for far more. So consider what your next move is going to be. Are you going to stay in the same region, or are you going to move to another area where you could buy the type of home that you're looking for at a great price? Or are you looking to become a renter? Depending on where you're looking to move, rental rates are often more expensive than monthly mortgage payments, and even worse, you would then be making payments into someone else's financial goals. Here's the bottom line. The only person that can answer the question, is this a good time to sell, is the homeowner themselves. You can use this information as a precursor to making your decision. It is always a great idea to provide yourself with as much pertinent information as possible so that you know you'll be making a well-informed decision. In the meantime, if there are any questions that I can answer or if I can be of any assistance, I'd be honored to help. Just contact me. Thank you so much.